Hey, got catch up? Or should I say, you still playing catch up in your tennis practice? You're probably like, what do you mean? Well, by the end of this video, it'll make perfect sense, I promise you. Now, why am I here? I'm here today to debunk a myth regarding tennis practice. Too many players all over the world think that the longer that you spend on the practice court preparing for an upcoming match, the more wins you're automatically going to generate. And it's because of this type of thinking, you see kids miss out on so much of their childhoods and adults skipping so many great home-cooked meals and losing lots of quality time with their loved ones on those awesome movie nights. Now, don't get me wrong, I highly admire the fight and tremendous will to sacrifice just to improve at this game that you love. But I'm sorry to burst your bubble, guys, but the time alone practicing equaling wins notion isn't necessarily true all the time. That's right, you don't have to miss out on your best friend's birthday party at Disneyland or movie night with your spouse, folks, or significant other to be able to establish on-court dominance. It's simply not necessary and not true if you do it right. So, how do you do it? Maximize tennis practice method number 1. Plan ahead. Write things down. You want to pre-develop a plan of attack. Don't go in blind. Don't walk onto the court cold without a clue and then say, hey, what do you feel like doing? Womp, womp, womp. Valuable time wasted. Decide on the practice criteria and determine what aspects of your game you're going to work on before you even step foot inside the car. Preferably even the night before. And you want to be ultra specific. The more details included, the better. So, not just the forehand. What about the forehand? Then, once you've got that down, determine the amount of time you're going to devote to each segment or section. For example, if you're going to dedicate that session to, say, shot selection / placement and volley strategy on the forehand side, then you want to have those two items written down or typed out with the amount of practice time you plan on dedicating to it right alongside. Here's a great example. You got your session title, you got the date, you have what you're focusing on, your shot placement and your volley strategy, and you got your breakdown. Okay, you got what you're working on, your J-Bomber shot selection drill. I'm just making up these names here. You got your time, 5 to 5:20. You're not missing out. You're not lollygagging and, all over the place. You're structured. You're organized. At the net warfare volley drill, 5:30 to 5:50. And you see the water break and consultation there. That's absolutely crucial because you don't want to go through the entire practice session doing something wrong. And you need to hydrate. So you want to work with your coach or your hitting partner who's analyzing your game and what you're doing and see what you can be improving on as the session progresses. There's nothing worse than doing it wrong the entire time and then checking in at the end says, okay, what should we work on next time to fix it? You want to fix it in the moment. Maximize tennis practice. Method number 2. Video is worth so much more. Bring a video camera out to your next tennis practice. This strategy is simple and also used by tons of the big time pros. So why shouldn't you use it? Listen, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then how many words is a video which is comprised of dozens of photos or pictures every few seconds worth? You're right, a ton. This will save you so much time you have no idea. There's no more wasted time arguing or debating on what's really going on out there. No more going back and forth with your coach or hitting partner during tennis practice about what is or what isn't taking place. You'll get all the right answers with unquestionable evidence. If you're not taking the racket back or preparing quick enough, the camera will show you, plain and simple. If you tend to get a little flat-footed or sloppy on your volley technique, you'll be able to see that too. The great players, the legends, they don't need to spend their whole lives on the tennis court to sustain a successful tennis career while making millions at the same time. Otherwise, where would Serena Williams find the time to design a rocking clothing line? Or how would Federer be able to do his millions of endorsement commercials and still have time to play with his adorable twin girls? So see, if they can do all that, you've still got time to enjoy your mom's famous tacos without losing your edge. Now, though it makes sense, with all that said, I'm still sad to report that many players aren't adopting this kind of approach. And as a result of not being properly prepared, they're out there for forever and a day trying to get things done, all the while not really achieving or accomplishing much at all. There's that catch-up again. Now, why? Why is this happening? Well, two reasons. A, their sessions are disorganized and have no structure. B, they're pretty much playing a horrible game of catch-up. Here it is, the entire time, because of that disorganization. And as a result, nothing of note really gets improved upon. And you really don't know why the heck you're not really getting better. Drills get started and oftentimes go unfinished. Players and coaches find themselves rushing to cover things at the very last minute just so they can say they at least touched on everything that they wanted to before the park or club turns the lights off. Note to self, a lot of a little bit really isn't much at all. And let me tell you, if this confusion and lack of results becomes routine, they can begin to question whether they even have what it takes to be a good player at this game at all. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? Or should I say, the proof is in the practice, the right practice. I mean, they spend all this time on the tennis court, morning, noon, and night, because they love the game, but are getting relatively nowhere. Okay, younger players sacrificing their entire childhood, and adults their days off from work to do this tennis thing. You don't want this sort of thing to happen to you, so make your time count out there. In closing, remember the words of a wise man by the name of Sam Ewing, who said, "It's not how many hours you put in that counts, it's what you put in the hours that does." Have a great day and an even better game. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you were reminded of something that maybe you need to do more of, or maybe you didn't even think about this sort of thing. Using video to take out the guesswork, or devising a game plan before you even get out to the tennis court. Whatever it is, hopefully you took something from this video. For more tennis tips, tricks, and strategies, head over to TennisMindCamp.com/blog for 19 hours of kick-butt tennis secrets that I really don't cover on the website. It's only exclusive to the course. Head over to TennisMindCamp.com/course.